You have been brainwashed by the westernized culture of society. This is something that I have not posted on my channel in a while, but as I go through my inner work even deeper, I have realized that I need to talk about this again. What I've noticed is that a lot of the westernized culture feeds on people's victim mindsets, feeds on us giving our power away to many sources. And if you want to level up in your inner work, if you want to be a person who is self-integral, who doesn't make excuses, who doesn't feed into the instant gratification that is all around us, everywhere, trying to derail you, trying to demolish your progress, trying to keep you addicted to whatever it is for you, Netflix, video games, foods. This is all giving your power away. This is the true release of power, is choosing those things over your inner work, over the hard things to choose. Choosing to limit yourself, choosing to allow people to enable you in your victim story, choosing to allow yourself to enable you in your victim story. I've gotten so many comments basically saying I am not empathetic towards people who have been victims of whatever, right? You can be a victim of anything. Yes, I have been there myself. I have been there myself. But what use does it do? How is that loving someone? How is that being empathetic towards someone to continue to enable them to be like, yes, you are a victim. Like, you need to stay in your sob story. You need to make that the entire story of your life, that you got abused, that you were in this relationship, that this happened to you, that this person stole from you. Let's all take a deep breath, because the list can go on and on. And what I've realized is, I'm like, there's seriously an epidemic of this, of people really, they get something from it. They get something from it. I mean, we all do, right? Like, that's why I stayed in my victim story for so long, because it allowed me to avoid certain things, to not try my hardest in certain areas, to have an excuse for procrastinating or not doing this or not being who like my soul wanted to be. And breaking out of this alone changed my life. And I did do that through inner work. But in reality, it also just takes a decision to be courageous enough to break away from that. Because what I've realized is that I talk a lot about identity work, inner work. Those are all intermingled pretty much. You know, you do identity work within inner work. But what I've realized is that you cannot bring that narrative of that identity into the new reality with you. If you're wanting to do your inner work and level up, what does level up even mean, right? I'm going to send out an email about this week, so make sure you're on my email list. I'll leave the link below. But leveling up is becoming the new identity. Leveling up is being able to do that. And it's not just a one-time thing, being able to do that and then doing it again and again and again. And what I see a lot of in opposition to this is, one, the victim story, like our stories that we like to stay in. And I see it enabled, of course. But I also see that people want to bring up, and usually, I mean, actually 100% of the time, these people who bring up this specific phrase, like this thought process, they are enabling themselves not to step into their new identity. Maybe they don't want to yet. Maybe they haven't had that nudge from the universe. And like, I understand, everyone's on their own journey. Everyone's on their own path. Everyone's on, like, at different points in their own journey, right? But what I've noticed is that what will be said is, well, why do you always want to change yourself? Like, you should be okay with who you are as you are. But none of us are perfect. Like, none of us are fully leveled up, because even whenever I'm 90 years old, I'm sure there will still be things where I'm like, wow, I want to still have this experience. I still want to improve this. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't be compassionate with yourself about where you're at. That's where it starts. If you hate yourself, like, that's not going to help anything either. But why do we want to change anyways? And for me personally, I don't know everyone's reason, but it's because I want to stop allowing all of the trauma, like all of the energy that's still stuck in my body from past traumas that were never processed. That's not fun to live with. Like that is, I could go my whole life living with those triggers, living with, you know, having to have trigger warnings on everything because I don't want my nervous system to freak out if I hear a certain name or see a certain scene in a movie or whatever it is that they put trigger warnings on nowadays. Sure, I can live my life wanting to stay in this safe little bubble with pillows around me and having no one trigger me and no one's allowed to do anything that I don't like. Or I could level myself up to where that actually doesn't bother me anymore and it doesn't derail my life. And I want to live in the version of myself where I take complete responsibility, where I have the courage to do the things that my soul wants to do, but my nervous system is too freaked out to take that leap. I want to be able to do the inner work to heal that, to transform myself. And I know I'm not alone because I talk to hundreds of women who want to do the same thing. And men too, but like mainly women, right? And so what I've also noticed is that people who do want to improve themselves and level up and get out of the victim mindset, it's not just about success and money and having these experiences, it's also a different quality of life. And when I say that you've been brainwashed to believe that you should succumb to your victim story, and that's like the end of the road, and that's something that you just have to live with the rest of your life. You're gonna be triggered the rest of your life. Like, it's okay. Let's make sure that you're safe, like you have your safe space, and you know, nothing can ever happen to you again. And the thing is that if you never take any more risk in your entire life, you're gonna live with 1,000 million regrets, if that's even a number. But you're going to live with so many regrets because the best things come with risk. Getting into a relationship. Yes. Okay. This is another comment I see all the time. It's like, well, you know, if I let a man provide for me, then I'm going to put myself at financial risk. One, have your own income, but he provides. Great. Check. Then you're good, right? But the second thing is, of course, everything comes with a freaking risk. Why are we so scared to take a risk? It's okay. Like, the worst that's going to happen is that you're going to learn something from it. I would rather take a risk and fail and learn something, and then you aren't starting from zero again after the risk because you already know all of this stuff in your head that you've already learned. You already know it. So then whenever you hop back on and you keep leveling up again, you're going exponentially, not linearly. And so we could go into this in a whole other video. I mean, this could be a huge rabbit hole to go down. But the reason that they want to keep you and enable you in your victim story is because it takes your power away. Who are the people who don't depend on others, take complete responsibility for themselves, find a way to make their own income or start their own business, or they're the people who just know how to make things work, know how to reach the next levels on their own? Those are the people who are no longer stuck in their victim stories. They have adopted, no matter what has happened to them, because you'll see, like, some of the most successful people, they had horrible starts to life. Did they let that story stop them from becoming billionaires or having successful businesses or whatever they do, getting into their purpose? No, it added to it. It gives you an experience to go through to teach others, to be able to relate to others, to give yourself a unique life perspective. And so if we think about it like that, that is empowering. That's empowering. I am not for keeping someone and enabling them to stay in their victim story. I have absolute empathy for anyone who's gone through abuse, trauma, whatever they've gone through. Absolutely. But when we get stuck in this state of, I'm healing, I'm traumatized, I need a safe space, I'm triggered, I can't handle being around people with a different opinion than me. Like, I swear I live in a different reality. I live in a different world, and maybe some of y'all too, but I can't engage with that. Because when I did, all it did was pull me down. It pulled my energy down. I was stuck in this state of like fear, which is literally unhealthy for your body to stay in. Watching the news, for example, puts you in that state, makes you believe that you're a victim, that everything is happening to you, when in reality, like, the people, like I said earlier, who are the ones that are truly independent and not beholden to other people to depend on them. And I'm not talking about in a relationship. I'm talking about like in life, like in life in general. Those people are not the ones who are listening to all of these fear-mongering stories, who are believing that life is happening to them and they're a victim of everything. And oh my gosh, like you just don't even know what's going on in the world right now. I can't start my business. Like there's a recession. Like, are you serious? Are you serious? No. The people who actually end up becoming successful and end up leveling up their life, reaching those new levels, they don't think like that. That has to go away. That goes with the old identity. It no longer serves you. I'm gonna give you homework in this video. Literally take a week and even stop watching my videos, okay? Because I want you to get off YouTube. Get off YouTube, get off social media, get off of whatever news you are consuming, get away from it. Stop having conversations about it. Stop worrying about it. You'll be okay, I promise. And see how the quality of your freaking life changes within that week. Do it for longer than a week, but I promise you, even within a week, you're gonna be like, oh, okay, my nervous system was so freaked out because all of these stories and all these things that people are telling me and what's on social media and all this stuff, I've been comparing myself and there's all this tragic stuff happening in the world. No, give your nervous system a freaking break. You'll be better off. I promise you, you'll be able to make strides in your life, whether that be with school, your business, your relationship, whatever you're trying to level up in. You will make strides within that area if you actually put your attention on that area instead of everywhere else. You're gonna make so many strides with a calm nervous system, with putting your attention on your craft or whatever you wanna level up, whatever you wanna take and transform your identity. The progress that you make in that amount of time is going to be like what you would usually make in 6 months because you're not distracted, you're not in fight or flight mode, you're not in your victim story anymore. And if you are, take the time during this week too, to actually address that, to journal about it, to see how being in that victim story benefits you in some way. I know that can sound really triggering, but it can truly benefit you. You're getting something. If you are doing something, no matter how bad of a habit it is, you're getting something from it. And it is confirming your current identity that life is happening to you and not for you. You have to change the perspective into life is happening for me. I create rather than consume. Maybe you post your first YouTube video. Maybe you launch your business. Maybe you finally start selling the art that you've been painting. Maybe you stop procrastinating studying for your test or whatever you're doing. Maybe you start doing your inner work on your feminine energy. This is just like an all-rounded PSA. Let yourself release the victim story. Let it go. It will serve you. I promise. That's all for today, but if you would like to start your inner work, I do have my courses linked below, and I'll see you in the next video.